Hey, it's Tami Jersey Roberts, functional nutrition counselor. I'm here today to talk about shopping, the ultimate shopping for clean food and, organic food when it's necessary. And I'm going to be talking about why it's important. I'm going to be talking about all the different ways that the food industry tries to trick us and all the things that they're getting away with, that the labels are very misleading. And you can probably tell I'm a little bit passionate about it, but let's just get right into it. I'll try not to be on my soapbox. So, the ultimate clean eating shopping tour. Again, welcome. I'm Tami Jersey Roberts, functional nutrition counselor, if you don't know me. I'm passionate about blood sugar mastery because it is fundamental, foundational to good health and well-being. You probably heard me talk before about the trifecta to good health. The very beginning of any kind of reversal of a chronic illness, or if you just want to feel great, the very foundation, what you need to do are the trifecta. That is, you need to be sleeping well, you need to be pooping, and your blood sugar needs to be in balance. And of course, you don't need to be diabetic or anything like that. In blood sugar mastery, we're using blood sugar balance as a way to lose weight because it gauges how well we're doing that. And we can actually lose weight by managing our blood sugar. And that's what I teach in the blood sugar mastery program. But let's talk about shopping. So this talk is for you if you want to know more about reading labels and all the, the language that's on the labels and what it means and what it doesn't mean and everything that goes with that. You want to know which eggs, meats, or seafoods to buy. You want to know which milks, sweeteners, flours, and fats to buy. You want to know what you might want to keep in your freezer and your pantry. And you want to know more about the herbs and spices to keep on hand or that you should grow in your garden whenever possible. So let's just get right into this. The question I get most in blood sugar mastery recently with all the women that are getting started is sending me pictures of labels asking me if it's okay to eat or not, if that particular food has anything in it that's going to either mess with their blood sugar or block their weight loss. And so I'm happy to answer that, but I think it would be so much better if I educated you on what I'm looking for and how you can look for it too. It could be a lifelong skill because there's a lot of tricky things to navigate in this area. So this series of videos, 4 videos, is really only hitting the tip of the iceberg of everything that's available in this arena, but I'm going to talk about what I think are the most common roadblocks, and the most common, misconceptions and myths and things around shopping for food. So, buying eggs, meats, and seafood. So, eggs, meats, and seafood. Eggs, you want to get USD organic, free range, or cage free, and you want to get them, or they don't necessarily say vegetarian fed, because a lot of the chickens in the United States especially are being fed genetically modified corn and wheat. And that transfers to their eggs, which transfers to us. And most of the time that gets stored in humans in their fat cells. Not always, but most of the time it does. So if you're having trouble losing weight or you're holding extra weight, eggs are something that I do recommend because They're one of the most nutrient dense foods that you can eat. And again, I would prefer that people buy the organic ones, free range or cage free, because even if they're being fed an organic vegetarian feed, which chickens are not vegetarians, but as long as they're able to roam free range, then those chickens are going to be eating bugs and worms and everything else that's natural for chickens to eat. So, and you're going to have a less risk of an allergic reaction, because right now there's a lot of people that are allergic to eggs, sensitive to eggs, or intolerant to eggs. And it would be my guess that that's because of what the chickens were fed, because it's passing on to us, the humans. Okay, let's talk about bacon. In the Blood Sugar Mastery program, pork or turkey, bacon is fine. Get the nitrate free. It should be obvious on the label if it's nitrate free. Same with deli turkey, get the nitrate free. Chicken, free range, NAE means no antibiotics ever. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that they're still advertising no antibiotics ever, even though they've been outlawed in the United States. They used to add hormones and other solutions to make the chickens bigger. So just get the ones that don't have anything added to them. You can tell that they were free range or cage free, and they were just allowed to be a natural chicken. If you can find sources locally for your eggs and your chicken and your beef that we're coming up on, bacon and all that, I definitely recommend, if you've got local farmers that do this and you know that the animals are treated humanely and kindly and all of that, then I recommend supporting local, because anything in your local environment is going to benefit you to be in sync with your environment. So that kind of leads me on to beef, grass-fed, no additives, USDA organic, because cows could be grass-fed, but if it doesn't say organic, they could be eating grass that was sprayed with chemicals, pesticides. So just be aware that you're looking for grass-fed, no additives, USDA organic, because for years and years in our country, our cattle have been fed genetically modified corn and wheat and other genetically modified products to make them fatter. And this is almost like one of those duh things, that if the cow was being fed stuff to make it fatter, it's going to make humans fatter, or whoever consumes that meat, it's going to make them fatter. And that goes for milk too, even though I'm not really talking about dairy milk. But that too, if that cow the milk came from, was fed chemicals, those chemicals are still in that milk. And so let me just take a short side note about dairy, since I brought it up. If you are going to eat cow dairy, if you are going to drink it or eat it, then I recommend the full fat, because the dairy has lactose in it, OSE, lactose. It ends in OSE, which is a sugar. So the fat is what blocks some of the sugar from absorbing into your bloodstream. Now, I don't recommend dairy. There's no health benefit for it that I'm aware of. Some people just are raised on dairy and they just, don't want to get rid of it. And one reason could be because of the sugar in it. It's addictive, but it's been pasteurized and ultra pasteurized and chemically altered and I mean, just on and on about the dairy, and there's no health reason that we need dairy. We don't need dairy at all. So, with that being said, if you are going to eat dairy or drink dairy, use the full fat, because that fat blocks some of the sugar from absorbing into your system and helps you eliminate some of it. Okay, sorry for the little side note there. Salmon and shrimp, wild caught, never farmed. If you watch the YouTube videos about the salmon and shrimp farms and other fish, disgusting. Okay, let's do a pop quiz on eggs. Okay, A, it says cage free, says vegetarian fed. Okay, so the cage free was good. I don't see anything about free range. I don't see anything about organic. And it says they were vegetarian fed. So, they could have gotten some bugs and worms if they were not kept in a cage. But, this is, kind of like maybe my second choice of the one shown here. Alrighty there. Okay, Eggland's Best B. They have the most aggressive marketing plan in the United States. And most people, I believe this is the most sold egg brand of eggs. They have convinced everyone that they are the best egg. It says now for your nutritious diet, excellent source of vitamins D, E, B2, B12, B5, which, just about all eggs have that. Eggs are the most nutrient dense food there is, and there's a whole lot more vitamins than that, but it says 140 milligrams of omega-3, 25% less saturated fat than regular eggs. And then boom, it says vegetarian fed hens. Well, nowhere on this box do I see free range, cage free. I don't see organic. I don't see any of the things that I'm looking for. So although these are the most expensive eggs, I would not buy them. Okay, so here's organic. Again, they're brown, organic. It says cage-free brown eggs. So I'm making the assumption that the hens were cage-free and not the actual eggs. But anyway, this also says they were vegetarian fed. So, it's kind of hard to find any eggs in the store that don't have any of the red flags. But of these three, C is the one that I would choose because it says organic. So the vegetarian fed to me means that it was organic vegetarian feed, and they were also free range and cage free, which means if the chickens roamed around, most likely they ate bugs and worms and other stuff that, birds eat. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, salmon. There's two kinds of salmon. This one says wild caught Alaskan sockeye salmon. It says certified sustainable seafood. MSC is the organization. Look how much redder it looks than this salmon. There's different types of salmon, and sockeye is the top of the line salmon. So whenever you can get this is what I would get. You can see the beautiful fat and stuff going through this. And it says wild caught, which is what we want. Okay, look at this one. Responsibly farm raised. Well, boom. There's the red flag right there. No farm raised. I don't care if there's no antibiotics ever, because I believe that's illegal now anyways, but they think that the consumers don't know that. It's just fresh, never frozen. Well, whoop-de-doo, it was farmed responsibly, ASC, certified. It means it was certified that it's farmed responsibly. Well, if you don't believe me about farmed seafood, just Google the videos, YouTube the videos, because I'm just not going to go there, but there's thousands of fish in a pond and the food is just dropped in. There's fish doo-doo everywhere, and it was completely nasty, nasty. So this is the end of video 1 of 4 on shopping, the ultimate guide to shopping clean. And I have made a guide if you want to download it for free that has other tips and stuff about the ultimate guide to shopping for clean food and buying organic food in the market. And it's got more information than what I put in these videos, even though it's only, I think, about 9 or 10 pages. So I'll drop the link on how you can download that for free. Thank you. Stay tuned.